She leaned in the bedroom doorway, arms crossed, lips curved in that smug little smirk I'd grown to despise. "My ex is staying the night," she said, voice flat, like she was giving me tomorrow's forecast. Then, with a shrug, "You can crash on the couch." For a beat, I waited for the punchline. But her eyes didn't flicker. No grin, no hesitation. She meant it. I swallowed hard, masking the crack in my chest. "Good idea." My tone was calm, too calm. That surprised her. She tilted her head, studying me, then turned back into the room. 5 minutes later, I heard it. Their laugh. Our mattress groaning in rhythm. I sat in the dark living room. No TV, no distraction, just me and the relentless tick of the clock. My chest burned like fire under ice. Then a vibration in my pocket. "Tom, need you at the clinic tomorrow. Doc says it's urgent." For a moment, my pulse spiked. Some health scare, maybe. That had to be the storm on the horizon, right? But I was wrong. That was nothing compared to what was coming. I shoved the phone away and stared at the ceiling. Their muffled laughter leaked through the walls, jagged and cruel. I pictured them twisted in the sheets I bought, in the house I kept alive with overtime and exhaustion. When I finally stood, I wasn't trembling with rage. I was steel. I dragged out a duffel and started packing on autopilot. Shirts, my father's photo, passport, watch. Every zipper snapping shut felt like another nail in a coffin. At one point, her voice floated through the dark. "You still up?" My throat tightened. For a second, I almost broke. Then I forced a cough, muttered, "Yeah, just getting water." She bought it. The bed squeaked again. My jaw nearly cracked from the clench. In the kitchen, my eyes landed on a pad of neon sticky notes. Innocent little things. Perfect. I scrawled 3 words, sharp and final. "I'm done here." One went on her phone. Another, bold as brass, on his wallet sitting smug on my nightstand. And the last, the sweetest one, I pressed right onto her forehead as she slept beside him. She didn't stir. I could have screamed, could have ripped the lights on and dragged them both into daylight. But no, silence was sharper. Silence cut deeper. By the time dawn smeared pale light through the blinds, I was already on the highway. The duffel sat in the passenger seat. My chest felt hollow but lighter, as if I'd set something heavy down. Then my phone buzzed again. A voicemail from Tom. His voice was strained, urgent. "Call me back, man. You need to hear this. It's about your wife." The steering wheel slickened under my palms. My heart hammered so hard I thought the windshield would crack. Because suddenly it hit me. What I'd just witnessed might only be half the truth. The next morning, the hiss of the coffee maker filled the silence between us. She hummed softly, cheerful, like the night before had been erased. I sat at the table, staring at the steam rising from my mug, my chest burning even as I forced my face still. She glanced over her shoulder. "Rough night on the couch?" I smiled thin, fake. "Slept fine." Lie. I hadn't slept a second. I'd laid in the dark, staring at the ceiling, listening to every muffled laugh, every creak of our bed frame, each sound driving deeper like nails hammered through bone. When she left for errands, I opened her laptop. She never logged out. My pulse thundered as I scrolled. Emails, meetings, reminders, nothing. Then I froze. A draft unsent. Subject line, "He suspects." My mouth went dry. The body was empty, but the title was enough. She knew I was catching on. But it wasn't to her ex. It wasn't to any friend. It was addressed to her doctor. Why would she send that to him? For a second, my brain scrambled for answers. Stress meds? Counseling? A red herring dressed up as betrayal? I almost wanted to believe it. Almost. That night, I tested the waters. "You okay? Health-wise?" My voice gentle. She stiffened, eyes narrowing. "Why? You just seem off lately." Her lips curled. "You're imagining things." Gaslit. Cornered, I swallowed the words clawing at my throat. Later she went to bed early, curling under the blankets like nothing was wrong. I sat in the kitchen, staring at the hum of the fridge, feeling the walls close in. At 10 p.m., my phone buzzed. A message from Paul, a mutual friend. "Saw your wife downtown tonight." She looked happy. "Who was the guy?" My hand shook. "What guy?" His reply came fast, tall, dark coat. "They were laughing outside the wine bar. Thought it was you until I got closer." My chest split open. She wasn't upstairs, sick in bed. She was out, with someone else. I bolted upstairs. She was there, lying still, breathing too evenly, pretending. I stood in the doorway and whispered, "Who is he?" Her eyelids fluttered open. "What? You heard me." She sat up, face flushed. "You're paranoid." Then explained Paul seeing you downtown. A flicker, panic in her eyes. Then her mask slid back into place. "Paul drinks too much. He probably saw someone else." I didn't buy it. Not for a second. She rolled over, feigning sleep. I stayed, listening to her fake breathing, before slipping back downstairs. Outside, the night air slapped me awake. I pulled my coat tight, chest heaving. That's when I heard it. A low engine, rumbling steady. Across the street, a dark sedan sat with its headlights off. Motionless. Watching. I froze, blood icing over. Because the silhouette in the driver's seat wasn't just familiar. It was someone I knew. I stepped off the porch, heart pounding so loud it drowned the crickets. The sedan sat there, idling, windows blacked out like a predator crouched in the dark. "Hey!" My voice cracked sharper than I intended, slicing through the night. The driver's window crept down an inch, just enough for cigarette smoke to curl out. Then the engine roared, and the car peeled away, spitting gravel as it vanished into the distance. I chased 2 steps, then froze. Pointless. Whoever it was hadn't run from me. They wanted me to know they'd been there. Watching. Back inside, she stood in the hallway, robe loose, hair messy from sleep. "Who were you yelling at?" "Car outside," I muttered. Her brows knitted with fake confusion. "At this hour?" "Probably kids." "No," I snapped. That was no kid. Her eyes didn't flicker with guilt or fear. Just annoyance. Like I'd interrupted her beauty sleep. By morning, the red herring came in full swing. "Tom called." His voice was uneasy. "I was near the clinic late last night. Thought I saw your wife's car parked out front. You didn't tell me she was sick." My gut twisted. Sick? That draft email flashed in my mind. He suspects, addressed to her doctor. Could this all be some health crisis she'd hidden from me? But then Paul's text echoed back. The wine bar. The man in the coat. Her laugh. "Tom, you're sure it was her car?" "Positive. Same dent on the bumper." My head spun. Affair or illness? Which lie was she living? That night, I confronted her in the kitchen, grocery bag in her hands. She froze when I asked, "Why were you at the clinic?" Her knuckles whitened around the paper handles. "What are you talking about?" "Don't play games. Tom saw your car." Her face drained, then hardened. "You had Tom following me?" "No. He just saw you." "I wasn't there." Her tone was sharp, rehearsed. "You're lying." Her voice cracked, almost pleading. Why would I lie about seeing a doctor? That cut deeper than anger. If she was sick, why keep me in the dark? Unless doctor was just another mask. I stayed silent. Let the silence be the knife. Later, while taking out the trash, I noticed a plastic rattle under the scraps. An empty prescription bottle. Not hers. His. Her ex's name printed bold across the label. My blood iced. He'd been here. Recently. I held it up just as she appeared in the doorway. Her face drained. "Where did you get that?" she whispered. "Trash. Care to explain?" She lunged, snatched it, and hurled it back into the bin. "You're losing it. Digging through garbage now?" Her voice rose, sharp and defensive. "Then why are his meds in our kitchen?" Her lip trembled, but she turned and walked away without answering. That night, I lay on the couch, staring at the ceiling, every shadow a threat. At 2 a.m., my phone buzzed. Blocked number. A single text, "Stop digging, or you'll regret it." My chest clenched, because through the blinds, parked in the same spot, the dark sedan had returned. Only this time, its headlights snapped on, blazing straight into my living room, pinning me like prey. I yanked the blinds shut, pulse hammering. The sedan's headlights still pierced through, twin white-hot circles burning into the fabric. Whoever was out there wanted me rattled. My thumb hovered over 911. One call, and it'd all be documented. But before I could press, the engine roared and the car tore away, disappearing into the night like a predator melting into the woods. Behind me, footsteps. She stood in the hallway, robe loose, rubbing her eyes. "What's going on?" "Somebody's watching the house," I said, voice low but shaking. Her brow furrowed. "At 3 a.m.? You've lost it. Look for yourself. They were right outside." She sighed, rolling her eyes. "You need sleep. You're imagining things." That word, imagining, snapped something in me. A clean cut of rage. Gaslighting, plain as daylight. By morning, I almost drove to buy cameras. Almost called the cops. But when I reached for my wallet, my blood ran cold. My debit card was gone. I ripped through drawers, coat pockets, counter clutter. Nothing. You seen my card? I asked, forcing casual. She didn't even glance up from her coffee. Check your coat pocket. It's not there. Then you lost it. Hours later, my phone buzzed. A bank alert. A charge. Downtown pharmacy. My account, my card. She didn't have permission, but I knew. I knew it was her. Pharmacy. Clinic. Draft email to her doctor. A breadcrumb trail. Was she sick? Was I chasing shadows while she carried a secret illness? When I confronted her, she snapped. Why do you use my card at the pharmacy? She slammed her mug down. I picked up something personal. Do you want me to broadcast every detail of my body to you? Then why hide it? Because you twist everything I do. The explosion left me stunned. She stormed off, bedroom door rattling in its frame. That night, I couldn't resist. I dug through the trash again. My hands froze around a crumpled slip of paper. A receipt. Not in her name. Not in mine. Her ex's. But this wasn't a prescription bottle this time. It was prenatal vitamins. My stomach dropped like a stone through water. Pregnant. But whose child? His? Mine? Or was I just another pawn in whatever game she was playing? When she drifted into the kitchen, I held up the receipt. Explain this. Her face drained. She opened her mouth, shut it, opened again, then whispered, It's not what you think. Then what is it? Tears rimmed her eyes, but she shook her head. You wouldn't understand. Try me. Instead of answering, she snatched the receipt, crushed it in her fist, and shoved it deep into her pocket. Stay out of my business, she spat. The wall between us turned to concrete. I lay on the couch, staring at the ceiling, drowning in questions. At dawn, my phone buzzed. A message from Tom, the friend who'd warned me before. Buddy, I shouldn't be telling you this, but I saw her again. She wasn't with her ex. She was with your doctor, the one you trust most. Ice flooded my veins. I turned slowly toward the window. Across the street, in daylight now, the dark sedan sat waiting. And for the first time, I saw the driver's face clearly. It was my doctor. I stumbled back from the window like I'd seen a ghost. My own doctor, parked outside my house, watching. By the time I shoved my feet into shoes and bolted outside, the sedan was gone, vanished like smoke. Inside, she sat at the kitchen table, scrolling her phone, posture relaxed. Too relaxed. You okay? She asked, her voice syrupy sweet. You tell me. I snapped. Why would he be outside our house? Her eyes flickered before steadying. Who? My doctor, I growled. You think I don't recognize his face? She set her phone down slowly, tilting her head. You're imagining things again. Maybe you should see a doctor. The word sliced. Mockery disguised as concern. I almost threw the receipt and vitamins at her feet. But no, I needed her blind to what I knew. By afternoon, I'd made my choice. No more waiting. I drove to the clinic, marched into his office. He greeted me with a smile that made my skin crawl. Rough couple weeks? He said lightly, flipping my chart. I didn't sit. Why were you outside my house? His pen froze. A beat. Then a chuckle, smooth and practiced. Excuse me. Don't play dumb. Sedan. Last night. This morning. I saw you. He leaned back, arms folding. You're under stress. Sleep deprivation can cause. Cut it, I barked. Are you seeing her? Silence. Then he shook his head. No, I'm not seeing your wife. But his eyes slid away, refusing to meet mine. His words said no. His face screamed liar. I couldn't tell if it was truth or misdirection. But I knew one thing. He was hiding something. As I turned to leave, he slid a sealed envelope across the desk. You'll want to open this privately, he murmured. My pulse jumped. What is it? Proof. The envelope burned a hole in my jacket all the way home. Proof of what? An affair? An illness? A child that wasn't mine? When I walked through the door, she was waiting. How was your appointment? She asked, tone too casual. Routine. Nothing new. I lied. Her eyes lingered on me, searching, suspicious. She knew I was holding something back. That night, when she finally creaked upstairs, I tore open the envelope. Inside, one sheet of paper. My name printed at the top. A single line beneath. Your wife asked me not to tell you. But you deserve the truth. No diagnosis. No explanation. Just a photograph tucked behind it. Her. With him. Not in the clinic, but at a restaurant. Their hands stretched across the table, almost touching. Heat boiled in my veins. At dawn, I slammed the photo on the counter. What the hell is this? Her face went white. It's not what it looks like, she whispered. Then tell me what it is. She opened her mouth, but the front door rattled, urgent. A heavy knock. I yanked it open. And there he stood. My doctor. His face was pale, his jaw set. Let me in, he said, voice low and sharp. Before she lies to you again. I froze at the threshold. My doctor stood there, chest heaving, eyes sharp like he'd sprinted through the night to reach me. Behind me, her voice cracked, brittle with fear. Don't let him in. I turned. She was pale, fists trembling at her sides. That fear, it wasn't aimed at me. It was aimed at him. He stepped closer, voice low. If you want the truth, you'll hear it from me, not her. My pulse thundered. Two liars circling the same room, each pointing at the other. I opened the door wider. Come inside. Her gasp sliced the air. You're making a mistake. No, I said coldly. The mistake was ever trusting either of you. We sat at the table in brittle silence. My eyes ping-ponged between them, searching for a crack. Finally, I broke it. Talk. He slid a folder forward. Your wife came to me months ago, not for medical reasons. For help moving money. I filed prescriptions, she cashed reimbursements. Insurance covered the rest. My stomach twisted. Financial fraud? He nodded once. She funneled thousands. Hidden in plain sight. Her cheeks flared crimson. Lies. He's projecting. He's the one under investigation. My head snapped toward her. Investigation? She lunged at the chance. Fraud, malpractice, you name it. He's grasping for leverage, trying to drag me down with him. Another twist, another smokescreen. Was he corrupt? Was she? Or were they both feeding me poison from different cups? Why would I risk my career for her? He shot back, jaw tight. I was protecting you. Protect me from what? I demanded. Silence. Both of them clamped shut. I yanked the folder open. Not paperwork. Photographs. Dozens of them. Her and her ex. Arm in arm at bars, slipping into hotels, even walking through my front door while I was at work. My chest caved in. So it was him. She lunged, fingers clawing for the folder. They're doctored. He's obsessed with me. Can't you see? He didn't move. She's been using you as cover. The money, the lies, it all ties back to him. Her eyes darted, desperate. You can't believe him. He's setting me up. The photos blurred in my shaking hands. Then my breath caught. In one shot, a reflection in a store window, my own truck parked across the street. But I hadn't been at work that day. I'd been inside that very house. My blood iced over. These weren't taken by you. I muttered, shoving the photo toward him. So who gave them to you? He hesitated. Too long. Before he could answer, screeching tires shattered the silence. Headlights blasted through the window, flooding the room in white. The dark sedan. Back again. A door slammed. Heavy footsteps crunched toward the porch. The doctor's face went gray. He whispered, "It's him." Her knees buckled, hands gripping the counter for balance. And I understood in a single flash. Whoever was about to cross that threshold wasn't here to explain. They were here to end it. The pounding on the door shook the frame like a battering ram. She stumbled back, knuckles white on the counter. The doctor edged closer, voice sharp but hushed. Don't open it. He's dangerous. Her eyes snapped wide. Don't listen to him. He's the one you should fear. Another thunderous slam rattled the wood. My heart clawed against my ribs. Who is it? I called. A muffled voice cut through. It's Tom. Open up. Man, you need to hear this. Tom. My friend. My lifeline. Or so I thought. I cracked the door, just enough to see his face glistening with sweat, eyes frantic. He shoved inside before I could react and slammed it shut behind him. They're both playing you, he hissed, pointing at my wife and the doctor. Playing me how? I demanded. Tom's voice shook. He's been seeing her. Weeks ago, I saw them at the motel together. Her face twisted with fury. Liar. The doctor didn't flinch. He smoothed his tie, tone flat. You don't know what you saw. Tom's hands trembled. I know what betrayal looks like. Don't let them twist you like they twisted me. What do you mean, twisted you? I pressed. His jaw clenched. Because she told me the same lie she told you. That she was sick. That she needed help. I almost believed it. Until I saw her get into his car. I spun toward her. Is that true? Her eyes filled. A whisper. I didn't want to hurt you. Then tell me the truth. I warred. She crumbled, head in her hands. It's not about him. It's about money. I've been sending it to my ex for months. He's drowning in debt. I thought if I paid him off, he'd go away. But he didn't. He kept coming back. That's why you saw the sedan. That's why the prescriptions, the notes. I was covering for him. My knees threatened to give. You bled me dry for him? Tears streaked her face. I thought I could control it. The doctor slammed a fist against the table. She's lying. She wasn't protecting you. She was protecting herself. They're still together. That's why she wanted the prenatal vitamins. She's carrying his child. The room tilted. My ears roared. Stop, I whispered. Tom's voice broke. I warned you, brother. She's not who you think. She lunged for my arm, desperate. Don't believe them. Please. They're trying to tear us apart. The doctor stepped closer, venom dripping. Look at her eyes. You already know. And when I looked, I saw it. Not fear. Guilt. Then Tom pulled an envelope from his jacket, hands shaking. I didn't want to show you this, but you need to see. He slid it across the table. My fingers shook as I opened it. Photographs. My wife. In bed. Not with her ex. Not with the doctor. With Tom. The room exploded. Her screaming, the doctor's bitter laugh, Tom pleading over the chaos. My chest tore open, breath jagged, vision spinning. I stumbled back, the walls tilting around me. Then the front window shattered. A brick crashed through, glass spraying across the floor. Taped to it, a note scrawled in thick black ink. Next time, it won't be a warning. The brick skidded across the tile and thudded against the cabinet. She screamed. Tom ducked. The doctor didn't even flinch. He just looked at me like a man whose clock had run out. Back away from the window. I said, my voice cold, steady. Sirens were always late. Too late. I thumbed my phone camera, hit record, and set it face down on the table. Talk, I ordered. All of it. Tom cracked first. I messed up, he said, palms up. She told me you were cruel. Said you locked her out, that you were cheating. I believed her. I was stupid. Shut up, Tom, she snapped. I turned on her. The clinic. The pharmacy. The money. Why? Her eyes lingered on the shattered glass before her shoulders caved. Kevin, she whispered. My ex. He found me. Said he was clean. Said he needed closure. Then came the debt. I sent a little. Then more. When I stopped, he threatened to tell you everything. Everything meaning Tom. Tears fell. I thought it was temporary. Then it wasn't. I faced the doctor. And you? He exhaled. She wanted medical codes. Ways to move money. I reported it. I've been cooperating since January. My jaw clenched. So the photos. Investigators' work, he said. The restaurant? She asked me to meet. I wore a wire. At night, that sedan was Kevin. Daylight. Me keeping watch. She thrashed her head. Lies. He's under investigation himself. I pled out, he said flatly. Old case. Probation. No license. I'm dirty, but I'm not her partner. Sirens drew close. Tires screeched. Prenatals? I asked her, cutting through the chaos. Her wince said enough. Not pregnancy. OTC vitamins coded as prescriptions. Kevin said detox stuff sells fast. I used your card. I'm sorry. My stomach turned. And the ring. Her eyes darted. What ring? The doctor slid a photocopy across the table. Pawn ticket. Description, wedding band. Recipient, Kevin Parks. A horn blared outside. Heavy boots hit the porch. Tom whispered, panicked, he's not alone. The door rattled. A voice growled through the wood. Open up, sweetheart. I laughed once, humorless. Wrong house, Kevin. The deadbolt turned. Easy, like he'd done it 1,000 times. The door exploded inward. Kevin filled the frame, wiry and wired, 2 men flanking him. He smirked. You took my money and my girl. Time to square up. You mean my money? I shot back. And she was never yours. He lunged. But the doctor stepped forward, palms up. Kevin, walk away. This is on tape. Kevin squinted. Who the hell are you? His doctor, I said. And your problem? Kevin sneered. A doctor doesn't scare me. Not a doctor, he said softly. A wire. The room erupted. Sirens flaring, blue lights strobing the walls. Kevin spun, his goons scattering. Cops swarmed. My wife broke, whispering through tears. I did it. I pawned the ring. I sent the money. I lied. Because being needed felt better than being honest. By dawn, Kevin was in cuffs, Tom confessing, the doctor handing over evidence. Neighbors' Ring cameras caught everything. By dusk, The house was silent, glass-boarded, air stale. I packed the last of my things and left my keys on the counter with one bright sticky note, the same yellow that had started it all. I looked back once. The loudest sound was my own calm. When I closed the door, it didn't feel like leaving. It felt like walking into the truth for the first time.